Welcome to the ACEC New York webinar, Introduction to the new ACEC New York website. Your speaker for today's program is Natasha Burns, Director of Marketing and Communications for ACEC New York. Audiocast quality is subject to your equipment, available bandwidth, and internet traffic. If you experience unsatisfactory audio quality, please use the telephone dial-in option provided in your confirmation and reminder emails. If you have dialed in, operator assistance is available by pressing £0. You can send questions at any time by using the Q&A box located on the lower left of the presentation screen. Type your message at the bottom of the Q&A box and click on the Ask button with your mouse to send it. A question and answer session will follow the presentation. I will now turn the call over to Natasha. Please begin.
Thank you, Donna. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to talk about the new ACEC New York website. Today, I will take you through the features of the new ACEC New York member management system and website on the Your Membership platform. This platform is used by a number of other state chapters of ACEC, and it has many features that complement ACEC New York's unique membership structure. As with any change, we want to make sure the process as smooth as possible, so we will record this webinar for future reference for any users of the new system. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. So why a new website? The main motivation behind this change is our need for a central database. Prior to this change, our information was stored in at least 4 separate systems with various additional spreadsheets divided among staff. With this new system, all information is in one place, and all staff members can access the same up-to-date information. This new system will help us address some of the most common questions we get from our members, including who from my firm is in your records, who's going to meetings, who is participating on committees. We can also review our data for further insight on which firms are highly engaged and which ones need to be re-engaged. This is also very helpful for spotting employees that have moved on and engaging the people who are now filling their roles. Lastly, all our online functionality is now in one place. Member data management, including our online directory, event registration, and online networking functionality. Because the information for all these functions is coming from the same central source, our records will be as up-to-date as possible and easily searchable. So what's old and what's new? We know our members are busy, so we wanted to make the transition as easy as possible. The layout of the website is very similar to the old website. The menu selections are generally the same. Members still have access to minutes and important organization documents on the members-only section. We also have an online member directory, which is available to both members and the public. Members can still edit their firm's directory profile, which is still tied to the main contact for the firm or branch office. So I'm going to take you on an actual tour of the website itself. So you can see on the menu bar, all the selections are generally the same. We have the home menu, about, advocacy, etc. So if you're looking for a specific page, you should be able to find it without difficulty. Similarly, the login location is available in a similar location on the top right, as well as farther down on the page. And both will take you to the same place and let you log in the same way. Layout of the home page is similar. We're still tweaking the look and feel a little bit, but news items can still be found right on the home page, as well as upcoming events, latest news, and our Twitter feed. So with this new system, there's a larger emphasis placed on logging in, especially for event registration. This allows the system to give the user the member price, as well as collect registration information and automatically generate an invoice, which members can retrieve from their profiles at any time. So not only does it make the information flow easier for us, it also makes it easier for you to put in payment to your firm. Logged in members can register multiple people. So admins can register multiple people from one login. So as long as the person registering the other people is a member, all the people they're registering will get the member rate. So if I go to Event Now, So you can see I'm not currently logged in. I'm going to take you to the registration page. And you can see there's a box that pops up recommending that I log in. There's also a paragraph up here with information strongly suggesting that you would sign in order to receive the member pricing. There's a link to the membership directory. If people aren't sure if their firms are members, they can go directly to the membership directory, search for their firm, and verify membership. And if they don't have a login, they can go follow this link and register directly. So if I'm not logged in, I can show you what happens. So you can see that the price selections for both these items are the non-member price, not the member price. In order to get the member price, I have to log in. And a side note, this clock here, this is automatically generated by the system because there are a limited number of seats. Basically, it's not anything that's terribly concerning. If you ever find that you need more time to register, just click the I need more time link, and it'll add a little bit more to the clock. So, log in. All of our members in our database received an email from me, Natasha at accny.org, that includes their username and password, as well as their member type and instructions on accessing the system. If you did not receive this email, check your spam filter or your junk folder. If you still did not receive, either contact me directly or you can reset using the Forgot Your Password link. So under the Forgot Your Password section, if you type in your username or email, you can reset your password. Please note, aside from the default password created for all profiles upon launch, staff do not have access to passwords. So if you reset it to something personal and you lose this password, you will need to reset. So I highly recommend that when you log in, you do click the Remember Me feature. Also, additionally, most browsers have a function where they will ask if you want to remember a password. I recommend enabling this as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. So I'll just take you back to the main page just so you can see it's a little bit different. So you're logged in. Once you're logged in, you'll be taken back to the main page. You can access the members only section, including all of the documents and interpretations, including the meeting minutes. We have meeting minutes for state board, regional board, and the metro and state committees. So you can see we have a full library of minutes accessible here. Same as the old website, we also have documents and presentations from events, as well as important organization documents for ACEC New York, so our board directory, our bylaws, et cetera, et cetera. So, if I go back to that event, and I'll show you what it looks like now. Okay, so I'll hit register. So you see I'm logged in, that box is gone, and you'll see it automatically filled in my contact information down here. And on the selection page, you can see this is now the member price for these items. So it would have been originally the non-member price of $185 or $3,000, and now it is the member price. So I can go ahead and register for those at the member price. So this is probably the biggest change and probably the thing that's going to be the most daunting for a lot of people, but I like to tell people, think of it like Amazon. You can't purchase anything from Amazon without logging in, and for the most part, most people just save their Amazon login to their browser so that they don't need to think about it going forward. This is very much the same idea. Now I will take you to the very new features of this website, which is the back-end social link. So if we go to the My Profile menu, which is on the main page after you log in. So you can see this is what you'll look at when you log in and you go to your basically your member profile in the back end. So you can see on your personal dashboard you have your feed, which is like a Facebook feed. So here you'll be able to see any news items that we post, as well as posts from others in the community. For some of you who have logged in, and if I'm connected to them, I can see their posts on my feed as well. You can also you can view your profile. I won't lie, I have not done much to it. It mostly has my name. You can perform a directory search, which is very similar to what is on the front end, but you can do it from here as well for convenience sake. You can view your messages, and it'll let you know if you have any that are unread, so that's that little red number there. You can view your connections, and you can see if there is any available connections for you and people you've already connected to. So a completely new feature for ACEC New York, which has been requested a number of times, is the groups feature. So for the most part, we've used this for our committees. As you know, we have over 40 committees, which is a lot for an association. So this system will allow committees to more easily collaborate, share information, plan meetings, and generally network. So we're pretty excited about this. So all the state and metro committees have already been added to the system, as well as the state and regional boards. So if you participate in any of these capacities, you're already part of a group. So as you can see here, I'm a member of the PR committee and the Recognition Awards committee. So these groups have a number of features, which I will take you through right now. So you can see this is the main page for the PR committee. And here there's a number of features, including a group directory. So I can see who else is in this group. There's also a group calendar. So for committees who are planning meetings, this would be a great place to put your meeting. We're actually still in the process of setting ours. It'll be in September at some point, but once we do have it confirmed, I can post it here, and that way everybody will get a reminder, and it'll end up on their feed. There's also other features like a forum. So a forum is like a message board, essentially. So this is a great place. Think of like a LinkedIn group, but a little bit more accessible. So here I can create a topic, create a discussion, and then we can have a discussion based on this topic. So say I can create a post. Okay. So sticky post will always stay at the top. An announcement is just a type of post, but generally you just want to have a type of post. I could attach an image or a file to this, but I'm just going to keep this simple because it's a demo, and I'm going to submit it. Now this is going to end up on our forum, and then all the members of my group, this is going to end up on their feed. So beyond that, we also have a photo gallery. We can upload photos. If we had a committee meeting and we wanted to upload a photo of our committee meeting, we can put that here. And then, as you can see, I'm actually the admin of this group, so I have a little bit more functionality. I can add pages. I can add a file library. So there's really a lot of things these groups can do. I don't want to spend the entire time on groups. Honestly, that could be a webinar in and of itself, but I just wanted to give you an overview of the capabilities of the feature, the fact that it exists, and I highly encourage you to go in and explore it on your own. So just to move on to our next section, we're just going to, if you want to return to the home page, there's two places. You can do it under the quick links where it says return to home page, or you can just click on this logo right up here, and it'll take you right back to the home page. Okay. So, similar to the last website, some profiles are for the offices themselves, and some are for employees to access the members-only section and any other features of the website that only members can access. So in this new system, we have designated member types. So full and affiliate members tie the main contact to the office profile. Any changes that the main contact makes will immediately go live, so before they make any changes, I highly recommend that they review them and make sure they are for the office, not for them personally. So if I'm John Smith, I work at a company in the Metro office, and I'm also the main contact for their Rochester office. If I log in, I change the Rochester office to the address for the Metro office, we will then have duplicate records. There will be 2 New York City offices listed. So just a thing to keep in mind. We will review any changes as they come through, but just to be very careful about that. Similarly, contacts in charge of branch offices are responsible for that branch's office listing. Some profiles are responsible for multiple offices. The email address on these profiles are the same, but the username is unique and will require logging in separately to change. So when the email went out to all contacts, those who are in charge of multiple branches should have received multiple emails. In those, one is probably the main office, and that's usually the username that's tied to their name, so first initial, last name. The rest, if it's the same person, were something like W for Western branch or ST branch or something like that. But all the usernames have to be unique. These changes can be made under the Account and Settings menu, under your name in the top right, or by clicking the Manage Profile in the side menu. Before that, just a quick review of the employee type. So employees can register themselves for events or other access members only, but these are the individual profiles. Changes to these do not affect the offices. So we'll go through that really quickly right here. Now just a quick note, staff have their own separate member types, so mine will look a little different than yours, but when you log in and take a look at yours, it'll make sense, it'll look similar. So if you go to Manage Profile from the main page, so you can see that there's sections here for managing your profile. Now, there are 2 sections. There's a professional and personal information. So personal information is here. So this is where you would have like your birthday, your spouse name. Most of these things are not terribly important. Most of them are hidden, actually. The professional information is the only thing that will show on most profiles. So I wouldn't be too concerned about those. However, some things such as spouse name would be useful for staff to reference in case there's an event where we list spouses or have name tags for them. So just something to keep in mind. Also, if you want to list your birthday, maybe we'll wish you a happy birthday. So under professional information, if you are a full affiliate or full member branch, here is where you would edit your firm's information. Remember to only edit this with confirmed changes. So you can see this is also, as an individual, this is also the information that would be listed on my listing in the back end. So I could change my title. I could add like other things. Now, if you are an employee, you are tied to a main account. Anything on that main account will then filter down to your profile. So, for example, if ACEC New York changed their name to ACEC New York Prime, then if they change that on their profile, then mine would automatically change as I'm tied to ACEC New York. Save changes. So as I mentioned, employee accounts are similar to general member accounts on the website. These are sub-accounts to full and affiliate member accounts. Any changes to the master account will filter down to the sub-accounts. Most of the people I think on this website have sub-accounts, which are the employee accounts. So a lot of what I'm doing is very similar to what you will see. Anyone can visit our website and register for an employee account. So if I return to the home page and I sign out, and I don't have a login, I could go to members only, click this link where it says register as a member employee, and then I would follow the prompts, complete the information. These are subject to staff approval before going live, so we will review any that come through, and we will verify membership for any profiles that are created. So things to remember. Some tips, tricks, and things to remember for navigating the changes on the website. If your profile is tied to an office, then you're responsible for updating your firm's information. Any changes you make will immediately go live, so be sure your information is correct. As with anything, if you're not sure, feel free to contact me. I can also I can also fix that for you. We recommend you save your login to your browser, so you're always logged in and you don't need to worry about going forward. Also click that little checkbox on the front that says Remember Me. Both of those things should verify that you probably don't have to worry about logging in ever again. It'll just automatically be logged in. When the print directory is mailed out, we also include a space in the front of the book, so you can always write your username and password in the book, and that way if you're out, somebody needs to use your account for some reason, they can reference that as well. If your admin regularly registers you for events, he/she can do so on his or her own profile, or they can log in using your credentials. So if my admin, if I'm out of the office, my admin needs to register me for an event, he or she can use their own profile, or they can log in as me and register me that way. Either one works. Many of the admins we've worked with have preferred the latter option, because it also gives them access to edit the firm's profile, and the invoice is tied to that person's account. So, and we can always move the invoice on the back end administratively, so honestly, it's whatever you prefer. And as with everything, if you need help or need assistance, we are happy to step you through any of these steps. So now what? Well, we reviewed most of the key features of this new system, and just like an association, you will get the most value out of this system the more engaged you are. So I recommend you log in and explore. Try to access the members only section. Make sure your group memberships and contact information is correct. Post something on the forum of one of your groups. Connect with colleagues. Generally, just try the system. If something doesn't look right or doesn't feel right, let us know. Most important of all, provide feedback as to what you do and don't like and what you'd like to see more of. Remember, we're learning the system alongside you, and we appreciate when members point out aspects we need to tweak to make the whole experience better. We can also provide feedback to YM on features we'd like to see in their system that might not already be implemented. They are constantly updating the platform, so if there's a feature you don't currently see or something that needs to be fixed, we can let them know you're requesting this change, and it is possible we'll see it implemented in the future. Okay, so thank you so much to everyone who joined us. On the screen is contact information for both our offices. If you have any questions on the website, as I said, please don't hesitate to contact me at either the Albany office or via email at natasha@acecny.org. I also encourage you to follow us on one of our many social media platforms for the latest association industry news. This webinar itself will be available on our YouTube channel within the near future. So do we have any questions?
Hi, Natasha. We have one question on the line. And also, let me just repeat the instructions. If you have any questions, please type your message at the bottom and click the Ask button to send it.
Okay, so I see one in the Q&A feed now. Do the admins need to be members to have their own account? Yes. So I think this is something that isn't quite clear about ACEC New York. Everyone who is a member or is an employee of a member firm is a member, because our organization is membership is based on a firm. All right, I think that's all the questions I see.
That is correct. That's the only question. Those are the only questions.
All right.
All right.
Thank
you Thank you very much, Natasha. This concludes today's ACEC New York webinar. Thank you for attending. A recording of this webinar will be available on the ACEC New York YouTube channel for those who were unable to attend.